Agents of the partisan movement Atesh conducted reconnaissance of the territory of the 102nd Separate Special Purpose Detachment, which is responsible for countering underwater sabotage forces and assets of the Russian Black Sea Fleet, in Kostiantynivska Bay, Sevastopol. Atesh reported this event on its Telegram channel. During the reconnaissance, agents recorded the movement of a rubber boat carrying personnel of Russian Special Forces, who were likely returning from a combat mission. According to reports, this unit is involved in guarding the Crimean Bridge. Additionally, a military vehicle and a group of service members escorting the Russian Spetsnaz were recorded. It also identified the locations of all berths, the observation post, and other boats and vehicles inside the base. The defeat of this military unit would weaken the security of the Crimean Bridge and reduce the occupiers' presence on the peninsula, Atesh said. All collected information has been transmitted to the armed forces of Ukraine. It is also known that Atesh agents, embedded in the 115th Separate Motor Rifle Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, disrupted the dispatch of Russian service members for assaults near Pokrovsk by burning their own truck. Our agents from the 115th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, stationed in the area of the village of Avdiivka, destroyed their own truck after learning about the task of heading for suicidal assaults near Pokrovsk, the Partisans noted. In this way, the agents delayed the unit's departure and saved their lives. As reported, Atesh agents from the 74th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, which is suffering huge losses in the Pokrovsky direction, are reporting a critical wave of desertion. The command, which received an order to capture Pokrovsk as soon as possible, continuously throws personnel into suicidal assaults, not giving its subordinates any rest. A key factor in desertion is the complete lack of evacuation of the wounded from the battlefield and the failure to provide them with medical care. The dead invaders are cynically recorded as missing in action in order to hide the real losses. Recently, 38 fighters have left the positions of the 74th Brigade, despite the fact that special groups are being formed behind enemy lines to capture them. The effective use of special units of the SOU only increases panic among the invaders. The Alpha Special Forces unit of Ukraine's security service carried out strikes on areas where Russian military personnel and equipment were concentrated in the occupied territories. The nighttime attacks were conducted using FP-2 unmanned aerial vehicles equipped with 105 kg warheads, ensuring high operational effectiveness. As a result of the strikes, a significant number of Russian troops and various military equipment were destroyed, and the houses and command posts where the occupiers had gathered were also blown up and disabled.
Ukraine has proven to the international community, which still fears Russian nuclear weapons, that it can significantly impact the capabilities of the Russian Federation's nuclear triad. The destruction of one Oreshnik missile system is evidence of this. Aviation expert Anatoly Krapchinsky, Deputy General Director of the Electronic Warfare Equipment Manufacturing Company, said this on Radio NV. In particular, the expert commented on SBU head Vasyl Malyuk's statement about the destruction of Oreshnik in the summer of 2023. If we're talking about Kapustin Yar, there were multiple hits there in 2023, 2024 and 2025. So in any case, we hit something there in Kapustin Yar. Krapchinsky is convinced. At the same time, according to him, there is no public information. But it must be taken into account that at that testing ground, there are mobile launchers for the Topol and Yar's missile systems in constant operation, in addition to stationary installations and the Mayak 1 and Mayak 2 underground silos. There's such a wide range of assets that are permanently deployed. There are test rigs, so in principle, if we flew drones there, we could destroy something, the expert believes. He admits that the Ukrainian strikes could have affected the possibility of postponing some tests. The fact that there have been confirmed strikes already indicates that we can significantly influence the Russian Federation's capabilities in the nuclear triad, Krapchinsky emphasized. He noted that Russia is not capable of protecting even strategic facilities on its territory. I constantly emphasize this is an important avenue for international cooperation for Ukraine. We're demonstrating that Russia is incapable of protecting its nuclear weapons. So maybe we should take them away from them? And that's the most important argument in this regard, the expert noted. He added that Ukraine carried out these strikes thanks to the capabilities of its domestic drones. Believe me, our Western partners wouldn't allow us to use something like that to attack what they fear. The world, the United States and Europe still fear Russia's nuclear weapons, even though it's such a glamorous element that Russia constantly exploits, Krapchinsky added. As reported, the head of the security service of Ukraine, Vasyl Malyuk, revealed for the first time that one of the 3 Oreshnik missiles was destroyed in a successful mission in the summer of 2023. We've never publicly disclosed this before, but we can say that one of the 3 Oreshnik units was successfully destroyed on their territory at Kapustin Yar by forces from the GUR, SBU and SVR. It was a very successful mission. The destruction was 100%. It was a very successful operation and it wasn't publicized at the time. It was reported exclusively to the President of Ukraine, and several presidents of other countries also knew about it. This was at a time when the name Oreshnik wasn't widely used, and the Russians weren't particularly threatening them at the time. If I'm not mistaken, this was the summer before last, Malyuk said.